welcome to the second video in our series of Champ's story. It's almost like a rewriting, I guess. First of all, I apologize for the sunglasses. I don't particularly like it when people use sunglasses when they film, but it's so bright right now and I don't want to be squinting or putting any strange, weird faces. So I'm going to try this with the sunglasses and see how it is. So in the first video, you saw me tacking him up, getting him used to his new tack, and just walking him around and having an energetic conversation with him and using intention and building that dialogue, building that connection or rebuilding that connection that we had. Now, when we went to put the bridle on him, I use a bitless bridle, a side pull, a side cue, lateral cue, whatever you want to call it. He showed some resistance over his ears. Now, this is something that is historical. We had it in the beginning, and we got over it by some gentle dialogues around his ears, some mind-body connection, some reawakening of the corpuscles around the pole, etc., etc. And it was interesting to me how the regression in that conversation, not right back to the beginning. So I'm happy that some foundations were laid, but certainly enough for me to be concerned about it. So in this video, all we're doing is having a conversation around the bridle, around his ears, to find out if this backward step, this pause and this backward step, like I say, I have no problem taking backward steps if it means going forward is going to be smoother, is enough. So in this video, you will see that conversation that I have with him around the bridle, and I explain a little bit about what I'm doing, obviously, and why I've chosen the bridle I've chosen to have this conversation with him. So enjoy. Hello. Hi and welcome back. My name is Rachel Windchaser and this is Champagne High, or Champ, our Spanish Mustang stallion. And when we were doing the session the other day where we were just putting him in his new tack and walking him around, reintroducing the dialogue of a more formal conversation, which, like I said in that last video, the consistency of our conversations have been a little bit inconsistent over the last few months. I noticed that he was a little reluctant to have the bridle over his ears. Now, he's not head shy. This is just something that's peculiar to him. And I understand it, like I say, because it's also peculiar to me, where he doesn't appreciate too much movement, too much touching of the ears. He's not a cuddly horse. He's not a horse that you can go and throw your arms around and bury yourself in, not like Charlie, who is more than happy for that. He is a little bit more about sharing space. That's where his comforting comes from, or comfort comes from, okay? So I have, as always, when you are having these dialogues and you see that there is something missing or there's a little concern, I always like to take a step back and work with just that one aspect. So I'm here today with a bridle, no reins, because I don't want to get entangled up with any extra. This is a side pull or a lateral cue bridle. I've undone the curb strap, so again it's really open for him, and it's not going to be restricting, and hopefully we won't get too messy with it, depending on at what point he allows me to get to. It's also too big for him. This is not his, this is Charlie's, and I've done that on purpose because it means that I can create a massive big space to actually go over his ears without having to do a lot of work with it. So you can see him, he's already yawning. He already knows that this is a conversation that may not be appreciated by him in this moment. Now, I might not get this on him today, and that is also okay. It just means I have to take another step back. So here is the progress we made. This is where we got to. There's been, like I say, inconsistency. where in that inconsistency, what parts of the conversations do you remember, what are embedded, what are on the surface. And this, his conversation around his ears, I'm just looking where he's looking so that we have a joint awareness of the environment. Like I say, we'd worked on that a lot previously, and we had got him very comfortable having the bridle over his ears. But obviously, that inconsistency has resurfaced that that concern that he has about that part of his body, and he's allowed to have that. He's an individual. You know, it's not for me to say you must be okay with me touching your ears, with having the leather over his ears. It means I have to be more mindful, and I have to remind him that it's going to be okay, there's nothing wrong with it, but I need to do it at his pace and have the conversation with him that he will understand, and that will create foundational bricks within these dialogues that we're going to have. Now, like I say, might not get on today. We can only see, and if it doesn't, we will take a step back and I will show you that video of how I have that conversation with a horse that is not allowing, but has concerns about this conversation. Hello. So I'm allowing him to be allowing. I hate that word. Why I keep using it? It sounds so dominant, but him being aware of his environment like this, there's no point in me forcing him back here if he has something to think about over there, because it just means that his head will be here, but his mind will be actually still over there. So I need his head, his body, his mind, all in one place when we're having conversations of concern. Now, what he's looking at, or what he can hear, I don't know if you can hear it, good boy, is some goats' bells. So I think there's a goat herd coming down at the bottom there. That's okay, but this is better. So I have the rope over my sleeve like that. I'm not going to hold on to him, like I say. I'm not going to get him to be resisting or boxed in. If he wants to move off, he can move off. But what happens here is we just get enough drag for him to perhaps feel that, and he have an opportunity to change his mind on his own, because that would be the best, obviously. So I'm going to just start by raising this here and see no change. That's the goats, which are not very helpful, are they? Nice breath. If he wants to walk off to release some of that pent-up arousal that's playing out, then he can. I've just got him on a couple of fingers softly in my hand. There's no rush. I'm not rushing this. This is a dialogue that will take time, and whatever happens, happens. And this is what you get when you live in the campo in Spain. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Oop. Nice. Good lad. Good lad. Good lad. So like I say, don't have these conversations if their mind is somewhere else. You need their mind and body together. In fact, the mind is something that I constantly discuss with students, that to reach their body, you need to go through their mind. So just try again. Okay. Every time I do that, there's goats. Good boy. Just moving a little bit to get some reconnection. I'm going to put that on the floor so that I can get to the other side. Oh, a little bit of avoidance there. Gonna wait, see it comes back to me. More avoidance. Now I have no doubt that I could get this on, because I did the other day. But that high head and step back told me that we were missing something. There was missing awareness, understanding. There was something missing. So we needed to take our step back to this point. And as I say, if I can't get this on within a conversation that feels collaborative, then I will take a further step back. And that's the next video that I will show you. Oh, there we have again. That was Parker calling. Good boy. And there's the goats. There's so many flies today. That's what we'll do next. Oh boy. Just give him some space so he can come back to neutral without me blocking him. Or him pushing me over. Good boy. And we'll try once more. And if we still get that avoidance, we will go back a further step. And I will show you that video next. So that's a little raise of the head. I would rather him come back down. And there's the avoidance. That was progress. He did it himself then. No. There's way too much avoidance for me to push this. This is not collaborative. This is concerning for him. Look, you know, I can rub his ears gently. I can touch his head, I can scratch his head, so it's not head shy. This is the action of having something go over his ears in this direction. Because haltering, no problem whatsoever. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. Good boy. I know, the flies are annoying. So we're going to pause there, and I will be taking a further step back, and that will, like I say, will be the next video I show you. So thanks for joining us. And from myself and Champ, bye for now. Good boy. I know. Good boy. Thank you for watching. So as you can tell, we have to take yet another step back because the reluctance for me is too deep. The lack of collaboration is too obvious. So we will be taking yet another step back and going back to the mind-body touch process, which is the step before this that I did in the very beginning. So that is definitely something that we will be doing and that you will see in the next video, in the third video of this series. So I look forward to welcoming you to that video. So take care. Bye for now.